Good morning, friends. It is Monday, August 6th, 2018. Today's high temperature is about 79 degrees. It's much cooler than it was this weekend. We had some super muggy, low 90s, 100% humidity kind of days with thunderstorms and heat lightning. And the garden is pretty much wild. So, let's go through. First off, I wanted to show you, look at this. There are no more peaches on my peach tree. Something came and decided to eat them. My first thought was that someone came and picked them off because there were no leaves or small branches that were missing, but that wouldn't make sense. I mean, there was no indication that they had been stolen, no vandalism, so it was most likely that a bird just came and picked them off. So that sucks, but it's okay. They got about the size of a golf ball. For year two, I wasn't expecting anything, and still fun. I guess that gives the tree more energy to put into making other stuff. The rest of my trees look pretty good. I got to get a picture with the Macintosh probably later today or later this week for a 1-year update. Because last year I had to squat to get in the picture, and this year I'm as tall as the tree. So, where do we want to begin? Well, let's begin right at the beginning. Here's that pile of beet leaves and things that I picked last week, and I never took to the compost, so it's decomposing right on top of my mulch. I got to take care of that. All of this needs to be reseeded. I'm thinking the middle of August. I'm going to rip out the lettuce and the spinach that's just bolting back there and pretty much reseed the exact same thing. All these nice cool weather radishes, beets, carrots, lettuce should have a nice fall harvest. I also need to pick out the old peas that are here and reseed the sugar snap peas. We've got some lovely morning glories up there. Aren't they beautiful? I think they'll continue to climb and get on top of the pergola as well. Got some really nice flowers for these beans here. I just think they're so pretty, It's just different. I haven't been harvesting my beans as I should, so some of the beans that are on here are pretty old looking and nasty. Like this, shame on me. That's okay, I'll pick them, get rid of them, and the beans will continue to produce until the first frost. So this jade plant is finally starting to perk up. This is an experiment this year. This is just an indoor house plant, but I usually put them outside in the shade. And I thought, well, maybe this year it'll like it outside in the sun, but it hasn't so much. And now that the superheat is cooling off, they're doing much better. I've got a couple zucchini left in here. You can see the yellow end of one down there. I got another one right there to harvest. Been harvesting onions over here, lots of them. As you can see where they're snapped off, that I've been making salsa with, which is great. I need to start taking the bulbs on the bottom. You can kind of see there's a reddish bulb on the bottom if I want an actual onion, as opposed to just those chivy things on the end. Haven't really done much with my kale. I should. Doodly-doo. Hey, here's all of those mushrooms that I was talking about once upon a time. They pop up in the morning, and then they go away at night. Tomatoes. We've been harvesting tomatoes left and right, and it's great. This is definitely the time when all of them are starting to ripen up. As you can see, they're real beautiful. Well, how about that? They're real beautiful. Just left and right, picture perfect tomatoes. Same with the cherry tomatoes. I've made 2 great big batches of salsa already, which is pretty sweet. I'm going to do a 3rd batch. This banana pepper plant has just gone gangbusters as far as production is concerned. Really pleased with it. And I harvested all of the green peppers. And as you can see, it just took about a week. And now we've got new blooms. So hopefully we should get another round. In fact, this is one tiny one that decided to, take root and, not take root, but start growing. All just in a week's time. Isn't that neat how the plant gets a signal and says, I don't have any more fruit. Put up flowers. Get the pollinators. I'm sure they talk a little more eloquently than that, but you get the gist. Potatoes are coming along well. And here's a pumpkin, which is now yellowing. This was at the very top of the trellis, and I had to pull it off. Couldn't do anything to really support it and prop it up. So instead, I'm just going to see if it decides to yellow up on its own or turn to mush, or if someone's going to eat it. We'll find out. That's okay. Had to make a sacrifice. Look at how tall the popcorn is. This whole sweet section. The sweet corn has been further mutilated by some squirrels, as you can see. This is pretty shameful right there. But there's still a couple corns left, you know. There'll be a head of corn in there, a little head of corn there, etc. Pretty flowers. Can't wait to see when the mammoth opens up what that looks like. So if you want a feeling for walking through some giant corn, that's what it feels like. But it's pretty sweet. I'm excited to see what it looks like. Oh, it looks like some bastard decided to tear that up too. That's real wonderful. Same with that over there. Okay. Well, whatever. We'll see what happens. I like the neat reddish tips of this corn here. It's kind of fun. Whatever. Corn. First year. The spaghetti squash I can definitely harvest. Like this one, this is ready to be picked. Same with the great big one back here. You can kind of see through the grate. Lo and behold. Time to pick. The raspberries are getting ready for the great big bolt. As you can see, I mean, just look at this and count how many raspberry heads are there. Tons. On just one section, there's like 24 in this area alone, let alone throughout. If I stop, let's see, it just rained. But if I stop the camera and I sit pretty still, you can see pollinators all around. I got great big bumblebees that are doing their job. Oh, here's one that decided to come. Doodly-doo-doo-doo-doo. They're so beautiful. They do a good job and they love the raspberries. Isn't that nifty? They're like my soft little garden pets. And then into the arch. You can see it's sagging a little bit. We got stuff on the outside and stuff on the inside that's causing this misshape. But that's okay. I expected as much. Just got to maintain it. Like I'll probably have to pull down this guy. Or maybe it'll grow over here, which would be just fine. So what do we got growing? We got that. That looks good. Cantaloupes coming along. Ta-da! Another cantaloupe over here. And all these are going to be tasty, but they're adding to the weight, which is okay. You know, it's what I anticipated. Well, it's not exactly what I anticipated. I kind of anticipated more of them to be on the outside, like these nifty decorative gourds. I had a really cool one. Look at how big this one got in a week. It's ridiculous. Like, there's my hand next to it for comparison. It's pretty sweet. Here's another cool one. This is definitely a pumpkin on the outside that's starting to orange up. Here's my dangly doodad compared to my fist. We'll see how that works. Again, I might have to just pop it off and sacrifice. In the future, next year, I'm definitely going to just encourage vines to grow over it and snap off anything that produces on the top and just have them grow on the outside, kind of like this pumpkin is. It's okay. Live and learn. It's just the first year doing it. Some of the squash down here look lovely. Come out to the outside. Wow. Of course, my pretty coconut squash. And I'm sure I've got stuff growing on the base down there too. I just haven't taken a look at it. But take a look at some of these vines. I mean, they've gone underneath the bench, climbed all the way over to here. And actually, this one branch goes all the way up and over and across to the other side. It's the biggest crawler I had. Pretty cool. I think by the end of the season, it's going to be all over the place, which honestly is just fine. So there you have it. Oh, and see, these are old peas. I just got to get rid of the old peas and then replant some new peas. Bada bing, bada boom. Fall harvest. So are you planting anything for are you starting to get ready for the fall garden? You know what I mean? You're replanting for the September, October, November time, or are you not doing that? Any suggestions for what I've got in my garden? It's that time of year when the garden just gets unruly and wild and exciting. And I just gotta, keep getting out here and trimming things up and harvesting, and it's been a really great year. So with that, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Happy gardening, happy woodworking, and until next time, bye-bye.